Hello everyone. Hope you had a good weekend. This is Paramita, a Salesforce developer. Today I am going to talk about server-side JavaScript in Marketing Cloud. Okay, so I will focus mostly on hands-on, like how to write SSJs, how to execute SSJS script, and all those stuff. Okay, so it will be more a practical session rather than a theoretical session. So maybe you have already some programming knowledge like I had before in JavaScript or some other programming language, Java, JavaScript, anything, or maybe you haven't done any other programming language before. So for both of you, it's easy to learn this language. Now, I will not focus on theoretical aspect much, but just before beginning the writing, few things I want to discuss with you in case if you haven't used SSJS before. Like, what is SSJS? Now, this is a video I found. It's really helpful for beginners who doesn't have any programming knowledge uh, to understand the concept of SSJS. I'm not going to discuss the whole video here. You can watch this later on. The link will be left in the description section. It's by the Cloud Kettle and it's made by Elliot Harper. You must know him, he's quite famous. So, what is SSJS? Now, this is a scripting language for Salesforce Marketing Cloud based on JavaScript. Basically, SSJS means server side JavaScript. Like normal JavaScript is like client side JavaScript, but in SSJS, basically, we write the JavaScript to execute on server side. Okay. Now, primary use cases like marketing cloud automation, we can use SSJs in as a script activity in the automation studio. So to do marketing cloud automation, we can use SSJs, API integration, web development. Like in web studio, we make app. Like in my previous video, I have shown you how to create a marketing cloud app. So there, definitely we can use SSJs. We can embed SSJs with HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, and a lot of uh, other language as well to create the app. Now, today we are going to write simple SSJs. Now, these are some things like how to declare the variable. Like if you have some simple knowledge like what is variable, how to declare variable, what is assignment, and then what is the for loop. If you know all this stuff, that will be really helpful. If you have done any programming language before, whether it's PHP, JavaScript, Java, you must have learned those things. But if you haven't done programming before at all, then it's easy to learn. Just go through this video. Then in that case, I will tell you, watch this video before practicing the SSJ script with me. That will be really helpful for you. Or just straight away you can start practice with me. That doesn't matter. So now I will not waste more time here. I just wanted to show you this video in case if you are too new to programming, you can watch this one and you can know the basic things. Okay, so now without wasting more time, I will start practicing our SSJs hands-on. Now, in the beginning, like I was from programming background, I had web development experience, but I didn't know how to use the web studio, where to write the SSJ script, how to execute that. So I was really struggling to figure it out. Anyway, finally, I have found all those stuff. So that's why I want to share my experience. So people like me, they can easily come and watch this video and they can start practicing SSJS easily. Okay, so now we'll go to Web Studio, Cloud Pages. Now you can use SSJS in email also, but it's not recommended because in email it's better to use AMP for performance. SSJS will delay the performance. Okay, so it's better to use AMP in email, not the SSJS. Now there will be quite a few functionalities. You can use AMP also, SSJS also. So depending on the situation, which language will be recommended. You have to decide, because in some cases mscript is good, some cases ssjs is good. I will discuss all those time maybe in some other videos, but today we are going to practice some ssjs hands-on, and we'll create a collection. I'll give it a name, practice SSJS. Save. Now within a collection, I am going to create a landing page. I'll give it a name, data. You can keep any name, okay? So I'll select a blank layout, save. Now in my last video, I have shown you how to use Web Studio, how to use Code Resource, and how to create Marketing Cloud app, Hello World app. And you can watch that video. I'll leave the link below. And after practicing some SSJs, you can create your own Marketing Cloud app easily. Okay. So now this is the default. This is the code view. What I'm going to do, I will delete everything. I selected, deleted. I'll delete everything, and there I am going to write SSJS script. Now, what's the syntax for writing SSJS? The first syntax is it has to be within the script tag. Okay? Like if you have done JavaScript before, you know we write the JavaScript within script tag. Now the difference is SSJS is server-side JavaScript. So it's run at server. So we have to mention run at equals server. Okay? And whatever we will write, the code of SSJS code, that should be between this tag. Now first thing I will do, this is the developer side, Salesforce developer side. Here I am in this page. I'll leave you the link in my description. Server side JavaScript syntax. See here also the syntax are there. A lot of available functions are there which are available in SSJS. Account functions, account user functions. Lot of functions are there. Okay, so you can practice one by one. Okay, it's going to take long time, but today I will show you how to practice those from the basic. There are platform functions also. That's very important, that platform functions. Okay, we'll often use those platform functions, quite a few functions depending on your requirement, what you want to do. So now the first thing is that we have core library in server-side JavaScript. We have to load that library. Okay, so to do this we will use platform dot load. What we are going to load? We are loading core library. These are all inbuilt in Salesforce SSJS. And core library version, if we write 1.1.1, that's going to load the latest version of the library. Now if you have done any object-oriented language before, like Java or any other languages, you know, like what is inbuilt class, what is inbuilt object, what is creating object. Okay, so this core library is an inbuilt library in Salesforce. So we already loaded it using the platform functions. Okay, so load is a function available within the platform. All right, so first thing we are going to do this. I can explain this in very deep, you know, what is object-oriented language, but if I do this, you know, it will take long time. So maybe those basic stuff I can create another video, but here I am trying to make it easier for new people also and for experienced people also, and so that quickly we can practice how to write SSJS. All right, so first this is the basic thing we'll do. Script tag. Within script tag we have to write SSJS, and we will load this core library. Okay, and for that we are going to use platform function. Platform.load this core library, and this is the version, and this version, if you write 1.1.1, it's going to it's going to load the latest version. Now the first thing for any language, if you do the coding, whatever you are achieving, like making a calculator or adding some numbers, whatever, what you need to do, you have to use the variable. Okay, variable is like a container. Again, I'm not discussing too much about variable. I assume you know the variable. If you don't know, as I said, just watch that video I shared in the beginning. You will know all those stuff. Now here we declare the variable using the var keyword. Okay, like suppose I will declare a variable var a equals 10, and this is a statement. This one I wrote. This is a statement. So a is a variable here, and 10 is its value. So basically I am declaring the variable, at the same time I'm assigning a value to the variable a. Okay, and this whole thing, it's a statement. Now we can do a lot of calculations, whatever we do, but the one thing I want to show you first, whatever you will do in your coding, you will definitely like to output you will like to show it on the screen or somewhere. Okay, so to do this, like if you know Java, we do system.out.println, and then the thing we want to show. Okay, so similarly print statement, there we can use write. There are a lot of other way also but this write function in SSJS, it basically will show your output. So this is a function. Now you need to know what is function also. These are inbuilt function. This write is inbuilt function in the Salesforce SSJS. So here I assume that you know what is function. But if you don't know, uh, as I said, just watch that video first. You will come to know everything. Now we'll use write function. Within this function, I am mentioning this variable a. So what it's going to do, it will print or it will show the value of a on the screen. Okay, now we'll see that. Now I use here the variable, but it doesn't mean that you have to use variable only. If I use write, and inside if I write a string, suppose parameter or hello parameter, hello parameter. Okay, if you write string, it should be quoted like this with inverted comma. It can be single quote, it can be double quote, doesn't matter. And after finishing each statement, you have to put the semicolon. Okay, all right, now we'll see what's the output. After this, we'll save it, schedule publish. Okay, so it was giving some error. Now here P, I wrote the P small letter, but now I changed it to capital. Now save. Yeah, now it's showing publish. It should be fine. So you can see the output here, hello parameter and 10. They are in different line because I have used their via tag. Now another thing I am going to show you here, like how to handle the error or exception. Like you already saw that when instead of writing that p caps in platform, I wrote it in small letter, it was giving some error. Okay, it was throwing an error. Now instead of just leaving that error like that, we can handle that more efficiently in SSJS. That's a rich feature in SSJS which we don't have in AmpScript actually. So what's the way? We can use that using like try catch block. Again, if you have done JavaScript or anything, there also we have that option using try catch block. So here in SSJS also we can use try catch block. Like this whole code, whatever we are writing here, we will keep it in a try block. Try, opening curly bracket, closing curly bracket, and then catch. Like if there is any exception, any error, it's going to catch that. Within catch, we are passing error. And what we are going to do, we will output the error. We'll use a function called stringify. What it does, it converts the JSON object into string so that it will be readable for us. Stringify is a JavaScript function. Yeah. So whatever code we will write, we will put it within the try block. If there is any exception, any error, that will be caught in the catch block here, in the catch function. And if we use this write function here, it's going to output about the error, what the error is all about. Okay, so that's how we can handle error more efficiently in SSJS. So this is like basics of how we can write SSJS. Okay, so now we are going to do some practical thing here. Suppose we want to derive data from a data extension. How we can do this? We are going to do this using SSJS, and we will write the code line by line. So here now I will start writing my code within this try block. So I will delete everything whatever is there. So here I am going to write the code to derive all the data from that data extension. Okay, now first we have to initialize the data extension. Okay, so to initialize the data extension, what we need to do, first we are going to declare a variable where customer key. Okay, or we will say external key. External key, you can give it any name, so I'm just giving a short name, but it's quite descriptive. So in this variable I am going to put the value of the customer key of that data extension. What is the customer key? This one here. Okay, I'll copy it and put it. So I kept the customer key of the data extension from where I am going to derive the data in a variable called xKey. Then I will initialize the data extension itself as well inside a variable where I'll write DE. DE, you can give any name, it doesn't matter, but give a name so that it will be easier to understand what value we are going to put there. So I am initializing the data extension from where I am going to derive the data. DE equals to data extension dot init. Now there are quite a few data extension function which you can find in the developers guide in the Salesforce. If you go to SSJS developers guide, just search for data extension function, you will get all these functions. Okay, now data extension dot init, and within this init function we are going to pass this variable where we have kept the customer key or external key of the data extension. Okay, so that's how within this variable now we have initiated our data extension. Okay, where we are from where we are going to derive the data. All right, so now we are going to retrieve the data. Okay, I'm not using any filter here right now. I will show you after that how to use the filter. First we will derive all the data. Maybe you will not need all the data, you want to derive some specific field. I will show you also how to do that. But first we will derive all the data. So another variable I am taking data. So data equals to de. De means this variable where I have initialized my data extension. De dot rows dot retrieve. All these functions you can find in the developer's guide. So de dot rows dot retrieve, that's all. So this is going to derive all the values like this data extension, this customer key I have mentioned there. All the value, like you can see the records. There are 50 or 51 records. Okay. So all these values it's going to derive and it's going to put in the variable data. Okay. Now how can I write this data on the page so that I can see? Okay. So to do this, I will use the for loop because for each row it has to grab all the record. Okay, for each record it has got quite a few field. Okay, so row by row it has to derive and it has to show. So to do this I am going to use a for loop here. Now to fetch the data from this data array we are going to use the for loop. For I equals 0, I less than data dot length I plus plus. Now I am declaring here a variable called row which will hold the data from each row. Okay, now I am going to write the data from each row, like each field. So each row is holding basically 1 2 3 4 5 6 field data. Okay, 6 data. First, this is the first field, second field, like this. Now I will derive not all the field. I have already derived the data, but I will write only first name and gender. Okay, so write first name. Now plus is here concatenation operator. The first name, this is I just wrote, this is a normal string actually. With that I will take the value of this. So first name, I'll copy this, copy, and here I will write row dot first underscore name. Now this spelling should be exactly same as we have here. Okay, so better you copy and paste. plus I will attach one line element, HTML line element here, so that when it will iterate, the next value will come in the next line. Okay, that will make the data more visible. Then semicolon. Similarly, I will derive other field also, but before doing this, I will check how it's working. Okay, if it's working or if it's throwing any error, I will check this. So right now it should show the first name field for each row. I published. Yeah, see, it's showing the first name. Okay, the first name of each record. Okay, all this. Now I will also derive some more record. As I said, I will copy this write statement. What I want to show: first name, then gender, and then email. See, this is the gender. So here, instead of first name, I write gender. I'm going very slow, so that this is for the beginner. So after watching this video and after practicing with me line by line, you will be able to write your own code. Okay, so gender, and here row dot first name. Instead of first name, here I will put the gender field, which was all small letter gender, if you see here. Similarly, the email, e caps. So here row dot email, and here you can write whatever, you can write email, or if you want to give some other email address, okay, you can write. It doesn't matter, it's up to you. It's a decoration. All right, so now it should show for each record, for each row, 3 values. Okay, now we will just refresh. See, it's showing first name, gender, email address. First name, gender, email address. Okay, now to make it more readable, what else we can do here? Like we use the beer tag, so it's giving a line break. Now I will, so you are learning some HTML also. Now in the beginning of each iteration, I am putting a p tag, and end of the iteration, each iteration, it will close the p tag. So what will happen? Each record will be in a paragraph. Okay, it should be like this. I will save and I'll show you, so it will make it more readable. There are a lot of ways to do the things, like there are HTML tables, HTML, like we can use div. Right now for the time being I'm using this p tag. Okay, see, now between each record there is a gap. Okay, that's because of using the p tag here. As I said, there are a lot of ways to do this. You can use div, we can use table, a lot of things. So but at this moment, for the time being, I used the p tag. So this way you can see we derived uh, three field values from each row, but if you want you can derive all or whatever. Okay, now, sorry, actually we have derived everything, but we are just showing 3 values. Okay, now, so within this data variable, basically all the values are there, but maybe I don't need all the values. Like I have shown only like I want to show only the data where the gender is female. Okay, instead of male, I just want to show the female data. Okay, so in that situation, how we are going to filter? So we are going to declare another variable here called filter. You can give any name, it doesn't matter, but it's quite self-explanatory. Filter equals, we have to mention like on which column we are going to filter, so that we will mention in the property. So which column we are using here? Gender. We want only female data, not any male data. So within this property we are using gender field. Okay, it has to be same uh, spelling as here in the data extension. Okay, so gender, and then operator, simple operator. What are the operators? Like equals, greater than, less than, all these things are operator. Now here simple operator we will use equals. Okay, and then value equals what? Gender equals what? We have to put the value, female. Again, this spelling female, it has to be exact same as here in the record. Okay, male, female. So you copy from here and put it here, better. Okay, to avoid any mistake. All right, then semicolon. So this is our filter variable within which we are mentioning all this stuff. Property, within property, the filtering field name, gender. Okay, and then equals is the simple operator we are using, equals value female. Then what we are going to do, we are going to pass this filter variable within this retrieve function. Easy. So now what's going to happen, this retrieve function will retrieve only those records which have gender as female. Okay, if the gender is not female, anything else, whether male or whatever, it will not retrieve those value. Okay, so now anything else, all are same, it doesn't matter. Now I will save it and I'll show the result. I'll refresh the page. Yeah, see, now all the records you can see here, look, the gender female, there is no other data, male or any other. All the record is showing the gender is common, female. Okay, so that's how we can filter the data also when we are deriving the data from any data extension. Now there is a catch. In SSJS, there is a limit, like when you are deriving the data using SSJS, it can derive only up to 2500 rows. Now in this data extension, I have only 51 or something records. Yeah, 51, 52 records. Okay, so it will derive everything. But in reality, what will happen, you will have a lot of data. So when it's more than 2500 data, what you are going to do? We have to introduce pagination here. It's nothing like very difficult or anything. You have to just write few more code line. So I will show that in my next video because it's becoming a very long video. So I'll show you how to introduce pagination here. Okay. So if you like my video, please give it a like and subscribe my channel to practice SSJs and a lot of other concepts in Marketing Cloud. In my next video, I am going to show you how to derive more than 2500 rows from any data extension using SSJS. And after that, we will learn how to use WX proxy, and then we'll practice more and more like practical like situations. And so just be tuned, stay with me, like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Bye bye.